Nashville, Tennessee is struggling right now. And let me explain. I'm a songwriter. I live in Nashville and I live in Georgia. I also own a business and I love the stock market. So let me explain real quick. The venues right now, all of them, numbers are going down. Restaurants, numbers are going down. Apartments, there's buildings that are 40% occupancy. I mean, it's crazy. But the warning signs are there. If you are a market person, you have uninverted yield last August. You have the Feds about to drop their rate. You have a Buffett indicator of 215%. I mean, it's about to get bad. There's no question about it. But people run out of money. The credit cards are maxed. They've taken out second mortgages. They're trying to do whatever they can to make a living. I feel for everybody. Like I said, Nashville's starting to really, really get hit pretty hard. And we've noticed that from a show that we do. And I have friends who run other main big venues, and they're struggling. And the numbers ain't just kind of off, they're really off. So just, if you got a good job right now, you better do what you can to keep it. But if you can't keep a job, I actually started my own business when the last recession was going on. And the first year was a little tough, but I was opening up when other businesses were collapsing. And the second year started to make a little money, and third year actually I blew up and took off. So there is opportunities out there when you do have a slowdown. So just kind of use that perspective. It's not the end of the world. You can find opportunities. You might have to be uncomfortable for a minute, but it might be a blessing in the disguise for the next 10, 15, 20 years. So everybody stay diligent. Don't watch the news because they're lying. Don't watch the market because it's lying. Watch everything going around you. Watch the people. Watch the spending. Go to the venues, go to the restaurants, and you'll start seeing that people are out of money. So good luck, everybody.
I live in rural Arkansas. And if you don't understand why people in rural Arkansas or rural America vote Republican, it's because of fear and jealousy. Jealousy that somebody has it better than they do, that they work their asses off, and most of them do. More education, because the education here is at the bottom of the tier. Maternal mortality, low. Education, low. Quality of living, low. Infrastructure, super low. There's no industry. There's no hope for these young kids in rural Arkansas to have a job. We had a chance to vote Chris Jones, an actual rocket scientist like myself who was educated and had a plan to bring jobs and infrastructure to Arkansas. But the people I talked to in rural Arkansas will not vote for him because of his color of his skin. And they weren't nice when they described the color of his skin. So they voted for a sycophant, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is treating this like her personal money bank. There is no infrastructure here. The roads are shit. You can drive 2 hours. So my closest grocery store, besides Walmart, is 2 hours away. So if I go that 2 hours to go to that grocery store, the roads I have to take are barely have enough room for two people to pass each other. There is no cell phone coverage for over an hour and a half of that ride. And there's no hope to get those roads fixed anytime soon because there's no money. I say that, but lo and behold, what did Sarah do as of July of 2025? She has loaned and bought $55 million worth of Israeli bonds. So she's loaned Israel $55 million with a catch to give them $100 more million by the end of the year. When her people are fucking starving, they have no medical care. Hell, most teenage girls here are living at home pregnant with their moms. And they're living at home with their moms and their boyfriends. Because that's how rural America lives. There's nothing for these kids to look forward to. So why would they ever vote Republican? Because that's what they're told to do. $150 million would go a long way to feed, get medical attention, and up our so that our children here in Arkansas don't die in infancy and the mothers don't die in childbirth. And that is rural America. Fuck Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She is the worst governor at, okay, she's second. Our neighbor Texas Abbott is worse, but she's a close second.
97 cents for a frickin' orange. $12.47 for frickin' string cheese. Wow, locking up the Slim Jims. Look at this small bag of pretzels, guys. Look at this. This is where it's filled. $6.48, but only $5.83. Nuts are for rich people. Look at that. That's even great value. Who drinks that poppy? $15 for soda? Wow. Look at the price of that for a bag of chips. $6. $6 for cookies, guys. $5.27 for some damn Cheez-Its. How long before you think people are going to be rioting in the streets? But we can afford a $200 million ballroom at the White House. A $1 billion refurbishment on a plane that we're going to give to him when he's gone. And then we have to buy a new plane. Super Bowl, NASCAR, UFC fight, $45 million one-day birthday parade, Medicaid cut, SNAP benefits cut, FAA cut, USDA cut, FEMA cut. What are you paying taxes for? It's a good question, no?
I got laid off from my corporate job yesterday. And I think that this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now, and it needs to be shared because America is not doing well right now. We have a 94% prediction rate that the recession's gonna come, but yet our frickin' administration hasn't even made the move to actually say that a recession's coming. And let's actually call it what it is, a depression. People can't afford groceries, they can't afford rent, they can't afford buying houses, they can't afford having babies, they can't afford having the kids in general if they already have them. We are not in a good spot, y'all. I know that I'm just a number in a company, but I thought I was okay. You're going to think that you're okay because you've worked there for so long or you have the right experience. Like, you guys, I have an undergraduate in marketing, a master's in business, 6 years of paid social media experience, both on a strategist and manager level. I have done people management for at least 3 years. I'm a senior level in my career. And yet, when I was hired to do a senior level role, I was forced into entry level positions. I was doing entry-level work as a senior-level strategist, all while at the same time being asked to reduce my workload with AI, and our team was having layoffs every 3 months. I should have seen it coming. I really should have. But the thing is that it was not something that I saw coming, because the day before that they laid me off, I was literally talking coverage plans with another employee who was going on leave for months. How am I supposed to sit there and not think that I'm safe in that moment? I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that we live in a world like this where my manager wasn't even the one that fired me, by the way, or laid me off. It was frickin' HR, and they read off a script, but my whole team got laid off. And this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now. My partner is a first responder, so I'm very lucky for the fact that I can be leaning on him for support right now, because luckily his job is secure, thanks to the fact that number one, his job is essential, and number two, he has a union behind him. What I will never understand is why corporate agencies have not unionized. We're not allowed, right? We're not allowed. That's part of it. We'll get fired because at least in this corporate world, they're always going to side on the side of business because that's what's making the government money. This world right now is not supporting people. It is supporting business. You are just a number, unfortunately. So please prepare yourself for shit like this. I wish I would have. I wish I'd been applying to other jobs months ago. I just was so dumb to not realize the signs. I want to talk about it. I think people need to talk about it. I think we need to make this more public. We all saw the jobs report. It was awful. Getting laid off on the day that the jobs report goes out, and it's 22,000 instead of 75,000 new jobs. You know how discouraging that is? If you know of anything in the marketing space, let me know. Use my comments as a way in which to maybe trauma dump. I don't care, vent. I'm here for you guys. I can't believe this. And I'm really sorry if you're going through this too. Here for you.
Trump and the Republicans quietly created the first wave of death panels. I'm not being hyperbolic. They are launching a pilot program that uses artificial intelligence to decide whether Medicare patients get certain treatments. That means an algorithm, not your doctor, can say yes or no to care, to lower quality of life and the potential of inadequate medical treatment. But unlike the histrionics around the Affordable Care Act, private tech companies will actually get a cut of the money they save by denying treatment. The more care they block, the more they profit. At the very same time, Elon Musk is rewriting his AI chatbot Grok to parrot right-wing talking points. That's the same AI that spit out Nazi slogans before he pulled it back. If you've read my latest novel, Coded Justice, you know this is dangerous. When algorithms become the tools of autocrats, they become weapons used against the people. Medicare is our nation's promise to our elderly. But under this authoritarian regime, guaranteed healthcare for seniors is being secretly morphed into private insurance that can discriminate. And truth itself is being rewritten through algorithms. It's dystopian. It's wrong. And it's already happening in the pilot states of Arizona, New Jersey, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas, and Washington. This is step 7 in the autocrats' playbook. Weaponize technology to strip away rights from the vulnerable, to control what people believe, and decide who counts. If we stay quiet, it won't stop with Medicare. It's another step towards autocracy. And our health and our democracy are on the line. So speak up.
So that's what we got for American farmers, is zero empathy. We want them to fail. That's what you're saying out there. That's what Americans are saying right now is well, next time you'll vote the right way, or that's what you get for who you voted for. That, to me, I want to say it doesn't sound very American of people, but here lately, that's all we're doing is complaining. The last thing I want is an American business to fail. I don't know how much more we're going to see for the next 3 or 4 years. Last thing I want is an American farmer to go under because us as Americans didn't want to do anything to support them.
Yeah, fuck them farmers. I don't give a shit about farmers anymore. If you voted for Donald Trump, I do not give a rowdy shit. We voted for you. We voted for you to have your crops as a part of children's lunch. We voted for you to be part of world aid. We voted for you to keep your farms. We voted for Kamala Harris so that you could continue to live, continue to thrive, continue to at least survive. And you went into the voting booth in November and voted against your own best interest. You cut off your nose to spite your face so that you could own the libs. So yeah, does it seem very American? I don't know. What seems American these days? To vote against your own interest and to fuck everyone around you because you thought black and brown people should be beneath you and you wanted to own the libs? Is that what we should be protecting? Because if you're a farmer and you voted for Donald Trump, then you can go fuck yourself sideways. We don't care. My give a damn is busted and we do not care anymore. So don't give me this sob story bullshit about, oh, that's not very nice. How can you be against farmers? If they go down, what's going to happen? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck. God, I don't know what else to say to these people. You voted against your own best interest. He told you. Tariffs. He said mass deportations. He said it all. And here you are, bitching and moaning and belly aching because he took away your way of life. When we voted for Kamala Harris to protect you, to help you, you didn't care. So why should we care now?
Well. So, guys, everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Anthony. And it's glad to have you here. Today we are discussing how Trump policies have destroyed the economy, and you can see from the clips, people are commenting how they have been affected, how things have been hard for them generally since Trump came to office. His tariffs, his trade wars with other countries, his Medicaid cuts, yes, is immigration policies which have caused the shortage of workers in our red states mostly, and some blue states such as California. So guys, thank you. Subscribe, comment, and like if this content informs you in one way or the other.
Let's keep it real. Retirement in America is not a plan anymore. That's actually a fairy tale. Retirement used to be the default. You know, you would work, you'd save, you hit a certain age, and then boom, you could sit your ass down somewhere. That was the whole deal. But now retirement is actually a luxury item. It's Gucci, it's Prada. Now it's only something rich people can afford. For everybody else, the new normal is working until your last breath. Punching the clock until they roll you out of that building in a box. I want y'all, listen, don't get it twisted, because none of this is by accident. The system wants you to work until you die. Why? Well, because if you never stop working, then the system never stops running. Your body breaks down, your mind gets tired, but the machine keeps winning. Think about it. Your whole life you've been sold a dream. Work hard, save your money. One day you'll be able to retire. Meanwhile, wages are stagnant, 401ks are a joke, Social Security is shaky, and the cost of living keeps eating every single dollar that you make. The dream has expired, but they still want you to clock in every morning like you're chasing it. It's generational too. It's not just you, your kids, same deal. They're going to work all the way into the end until they have no more life left. So the next time somebody asks you, when you plan to retire, this is what I want you to tell them. Retire? Baby, I'm on that work till you die plan. That's the new American dream.
So guys, this is an absolutely crazy story about a man who had the Walmart app on his phone. And what he did is there's an option within the app to be able to go in and hit reorder all. So he had a cart order. This is way back from 2 years after the pandemic started for $126 for all of his groceries. So just out of morbid curiosity, when he went back into the app, he looked at his own orders and thought, I'm just gonna do reorder all just to see what the difference will be. 3 times the price in 2 years. They are gaslighting us, guys. They are gaslighting us that things are so hard for companies after the pandemic. Companies are making money hand over fist. They can afford to pay you more. They can afford to hire more people. This is just corporate greed. The cost of getting meat, getting vegetables out of the ground, farming things up, shipping them has not gone threefold in 2 years. These companies are just making extra money off of all of it. And so when you go to the grocery store, and I've had this sentiment so many times myself in the last couple of years, and I'm like, why is this so expensive? I didn't even get that much food. This should be like 40 bucks. And it's like $120. And you're like, I didn't even get anything. I got like a half a week's worth of food. This is what's going on. This is supposed to be, by the way, Walmart is the choice for the cheapest retailer to be able to go pick stuff up. Now I found out Aldi's even cheaper. But for most people that don't have Aldi near them, Walmart is their choice, is the cheapest way to get groceries and home goods. And this is what you have to look forward to. 3 times the price for the same cart in only 2 years. It's ridiculous. Have you guys seen the same thing at the grocery store? Because I know I have. And I think it's completely out of control that people have to pay this much just to feed their families.
I'm a recruiter and I work in the life sciences industry. I posted a position yesterday on LinkedIn for a data scientist role. The role's remote. It filters out anyone that doesn't live in the US, has knockout questions for people just to make sure that they meet the qualifications for the role. So active applications, I log in today, over 600. Taking a look through all of the applications, every single person is qualified. I have to go through and reject over 600 people for a job that these people probably well deserve because our market is crashing. I've never seen anything like this in the 11 years that I've been recruiting. The job market is awful right now.
So we have an almost 25% unemployment rate. There are considerably less open jobs than there are people who need them. The cost of groceries and food all across the board is up about 20%. Americans have the most credit card debt and the most people defaulting on that debt ever in history. People can't afford their housing. They can't afford their car payments. And more importantly, there's like virtually no way out of this situation. Unless like some weird miracle happens, what is going to happen? We know for a fact that this is going to get worse because the Trump administration essentially attacked the farm community when they did what they're doing to immigrants in this country. There's crops just rotting in the fields. And those farmers, many of them are now just going out of business because they didn't make anything. They didn't make anything this year. They didn't have workers to help them harvest, and they just let it die. And I've heard, I'm not a farmer, I've heard that also makes the soil, it like poisons the soil or something, so the soil is like unusable. I want to say someone said it was for like a decade. So we have an incoming food crisis. We already have ground beef. I think it's above $10 a pound or something. It's more than minimum wage in this country. And someone said, what did they do during the Great Depression? Sweetie, they ate tumbleweeds. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm actually reading a book about the Depression right now. I highly recommend it. It's called The Worst Hard Time. I think it's important for us to understand what people have lived through already. And some of what happened was 100% their fault, just for the record. If you read the book, you'll understand why. And there was no money. They were paying people in IOUs, especially in the South. They were paying their teachers in like promissory notes. And a lot of them never got paid anything. If there were soup kitchens available, people ate there, but sometimes there just weren't. People had to just leave anything that they did have and hop trains to other places, going anywhere to look for work. And I think if you did find work, you made like $4 a month. No, I'm not kidding. I mean, money was different then, right? But literally, people's kids, most of people's kids, like a lot of, like half their kids died. I mean, it was a horrifying time for 10 million reasons. And I'm sad that more people don't know about history and don't understand that we're breathing down the barrel of the same fucking gun.
The tit-for-tat policies between the United States and Korea have begun. As we all know, recently, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency of the United States recently raided a Hyundai battery factory plant in Atlanta, Georgia, which included the detention of over 300 Korean nationals. Now, South Korea is fighting back. Member of Parliament for the Rebuilding Korea Party has demanded a parliamentary inquiry onto the visa status of English teachers in South Korea. Member of Parliament says, if we raid English academies, we will catch 2,000 people. He goes on to state they are saying we should hit back against the United States.
자, 제가 상황을 한번 가정해 볼게요. 우리나라에 관광 비자로 들어와서 영어 가르치고 있는 사람이 몇천 명, 몇만 명 될 것 같습니까? 저 그 실태 조사까지는 해야 된다고 봅니다. 그렇지 않습니까? 그래야 미국 인정합니다. 그 사람들 여기 와서 영어 가르치고 관광하고 가는 거는 불법 아닙니까? 왜 그렇게 적극적으로 얘기하지 못합니까? 저 외교부 정신 차리십시오. 이거 관성이고 아니란 겁니다. 우리가 가지고 있는 기술과 돈과 투자 그걸 미국에다 해주면서 이런 취급을 받습니다. 저는 당장 해주시기를 바랍니다. 영어 지금 관광 비자 들고 와서 지금 그냥 간이 조사해도 2,000명이 넘습니다. 미국 국적을 가진 관광 비자 들어와서 취업하고 있는 사람입니다. 아마 여기에는 영어 학원은 빠져 있을 겁니다. 조사라도 해두십시오. 사실 용이 있으십니까?
네, 존경하는 김준영 의원님의 그 열기 있는 대처 방안을 저희가 잘 면밀히 검토해 보겠습니다.
This is the second time the Rebuilding Korea Party has gone after English education. The first time, they introduced a bill to completely ban English education for infants under the age of 36 months. If you're an English teacher in Korea, no matter your nationality, this is something you need to be concerned about. Immigration and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will most likely begin an immigration crackdown against foreign English teachers here in Korea.
Well, if you didn't think your rents were high enough in Nebraska or your sales property tax was high enough in Nebraska, just wait. They raised it a little while ago, like what, 4 or 5 months ago? And I just got a notification in the mail today that not only are they raising it at the county level, but they're also raising it at the city level. So we have a bigger increase coming on our property taxes here in Nebraska. However, I did get a positive thing today. So the electric company had increased 4% our electrical fees. Anyways, I got a letter today because my lines are above ground. I don't know if you could see them. They're right behind me above my pool. They're going to bury those for free and they're going to pay for the connection to the house. The only reason I hadn't buried them is because that electrical connection with an electrician costs quite a bit of money. But they're going to cover it because we've had so many outages in this neighborhood that it's actually cost them so much in overtime that they're going to pay to have our houses converted.
I am leaving the United States of America. A lot of people ask me why. There isn't just one reason. In fact, I used to think there was more reasons pulling me to the place that I'm going versus reasons that were pushing me out. However, this has kind of changed a lot in just the past few years. I'll talk about one reason here today. The biggest reason is I don't see a future for myself here anymore. I play music professionally. I do gigs at bars and restaurants. I sing songs, and it's awesome. I've never had to have a big boy job, right? But 5 years ago, I did this 4 to 5 times a week, and I had enough money to pay my mortgage, pay all my bills, and at the end of the month, actually have extra to save and invest, and things were good. Over the course of just the past 5 years, this has changed drastically. I am actually making more money now, but I have way less money at the end of the month because all my expenses have gone up drastically. Groceries doubled. My utilities and energy bills up 60-70%. My mortgage went up. Every conceivable expense that I have has increased drastically. And I know my story isn't unique. Everyone's cost of living has risen, including around the world. This isn't just an America problem. But where I'm living in Tampa, Florida, the cost of living has gotten so dramatically expensive, it's just not feasible anymore. I saw an article saying in my city you have to make $111,000 a year just to live comfortably, which I don't have a single friend my age that makes that. It's just not feasible, especially not for me. You know, 2-3 years ago when things were expensive and the prices were going up, I used to think, well, it's going to get better, things will come back around, the prices will go back down, and things will go back to normal. But month after month, year after year of things not improving and no one is really coming to help us and nothing's going to change, I don't know what to think anymore. The only option is to leave. I mean, we all know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I'm living every single day here over and over again, expecting it to get better, and it's not. So the way I see it, I have 3 options. I can change it, I can leave it, or I can accept it. I can't change it. We all have one vote, and we voted, and things are what they are right now, right? I can accept it and live in a permanent state of tolerable unhappiness, but that really doesn't seem like a way to live life. I'd rather thrive than just survive. Or I can leave it. And out of the 3 options I presented here today, I think leaving it is my only option, really. So my girlfriend and I are leaving. We are moving out of the country because we don't see a future here anymore, which is super exciting. You know, we're excited to try a new chapter of our lives. It's also a little sad that we have to leave because things have gotten so bad here. But, you know, I guess that's just life. Maybe I'll touch on more reasons why we're leaving specifically in future videos, and maybe even more reasons why we're going to the place we're going, because there's a lot of positivity in this as well. If you find this interesting, stick around. You might enjoy my content, and I don't think I'm alone in this. Okay, I think the American dream we were all promised is a lie. Or maybe it was true at one point, but not in 2025. Not anymore.
So guys, I did a live stream here the other day. A live stream, and some Democrats were asking me, how will we recover from the mess Trump has put us into? Our farmers in North Dakota, the Chinese are not buying their soybeans. They are buying from Argentina and Brazil, citing the trade war which Trump started with China. Maybe Trump didn't know that from the last time, the Chinese were prepared for him. Literally, they were, because they are not bowing down. Trump is realizing now that he made a mistake going to war with China. And since he has a war with Canada, a trade war, he has a trade war with Europe, no one is coming to his rescue. So we are in a mess. Guys, we are in a mess. Again, he claims on TV that Europe, Canada, China, Mexico are the ones who are paying for their tariffs. Are they really the ones who are paying for tariffs? Or is us we are paying for these tariffs? So under this president, it's a mess. And the only way I believe to get out of it is by voting wisely in the upcoming midterms. Midterms, make your voice heard. Let's continue filing those lawsuits. Let's continue getting in the streets where possible to stand against these tyrants so that it literally doesn't continue to do more harm than good he is doing. He is doing more harm than good at the moment. So stand up, get your voice heard. It's the only solution that we can have against this guy. Because he has cut Medicaid, he's snatching kids from their mothers and deporting their mothers and fathers, He's putting guys in prisons for no reason in the disguise of deportations. So we have a president who is weak, and the only way to show strength, as he says, is by locking up Americans, which is bad at the moment. I don't believe that we can stand this anymore.